Hey everybody, Zach here. Today is Mindset Monday. Today is July 27th, 2020, and today I wanted to talk about if you're saying yes to this, what are you saying no to? So getting yourself motivated to do better, achieve more, ultimately grow, it has its benefits, right? But sometimes taking action on that motivation can lead to overcommitting, which can make us do a mediocre job at a bunch of areas rather than doing an incredibly good job in a few critical areas. When you're faced with tackling a new idea, jumping on a client request, or agreeing to take on a number of tasks, I challenge you to ask yourself this question. If I'm saying yes to this, to what am I saying no? Each of us has access to the same 24 hours in a day, so how you choose to spend those 24 hours is what separates the average agent from the most successful ones. We can all take steps to be more efficient in order to pack more in, but at some point, there's diminishing returns. I think inherently we all know this, right? When we have diminishing returns, we're going to drop the ball. We're ultimately going to have to say no to something new. One of the biggest impediments that I see in terms of success with agents, especially new agents, but experienced ones too, is the addiction to focus on what they see other successful agents do and trying to mimic that. The reason for this is, one, it holds them back. And the reason it holds them back is because they're saying yes to something new and often untested for them, but they don't even realize that inherently they're saying no to what they're currently doing. And oftentimes, that's what works. There are 100 ways that you can be successful in this business, right? People generate new business in so many different ways, including hosting open houses, focusing on top 25 people in your network, direct mail farming, print advertising, first-time home buyer seminars, gifting, online lead generation, and on and on and on. I had an agent once who moved here from Chicago, and she told me that she wanted to do this huge marketing campaign to agents in Chicago to see if she could generate referrals from those agents as a way to build a business here in Nashville. To me, it felt complex, expensive, and seemed unlikely to be very successful. Watching her on the brink of spending thousands of dollars doing this, I asked her a question. I said, what are you doing, or how are you involved locally, and what are you doing with that involvement? She said she was a part of her neighborhood HOA. She was on the PTA at her kid's school. She also volunteered at something else frequently in the community. I asked her if any of those people were on her database. Her face looked kind of blank because the answer was no. And I asked her to talk through how much energy the Chicago idea was going to take, and if she'd put that same amount of energy and work and commitment into the relationship that she had here, what would it look like? So it hit her like a ton of bricks. She realized that she was aiming her headlights, these goal headlights, so brightly on the Chicago idea that she was inadvertently saying no to focusing on her newly emergent sphere right here in front of her. Robin Sharma, one of the world's top leadership experts, said this very powerful message that has always stuck with me. He said, the enemy of mastery is not mediocrity, it is distractions. Distractions have ruined more potentially great lives than any other force. So ask yourself what you're saying no to when you say yes to the next shiny idea. Ask yourself if you're allowing yourself to be distracted by trying to mimic how you perceive others being successful, rather than doubling down and putting that same energy into what's right in front of you. So I challenge you to say yes to being consistent with what you know works, what's proven to work over the last 6, 7, 8 months, and to say no to what might feel good in the moment, but can ultimately distract you from becoming the most successful version of yourself. Because that's our goal for you at Village, is to help you become the most successful version of yourself. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Look forward to seeing y'all soon.